paid more. All right, y'all, let's get started. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scout oath and law, please.
I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country with the base Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. It is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Please keep standing. We're going to say a little prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for bringing all these wonderful people together to spend time that I know is expensive and that we don't grace you enough with it, Lord. Help us to be productive and meaningful and keep us all going in your will, your way for Scouts and in our lives. We pray.
Amen.
Let's see here. Thanks for coming. Once again, I'd like to see your face. Like to keep yourself coming up. As you know, you can reach out to me anytime via email, telephone, or text. Telephone and text usually works better after 6 p.m. Anything comes up, just let me know. I really want to help y'all out. If it's anything really urgent, everybody that usually sits up with me knows that email me. I'll email you pretty much within 10 or 15 minutes and get back to you as soon as possible. We're still looking for a finance chair. So if anybody knows anybody or anybody that'd be interested in the finance chair, please let me know. I have not heard from our original training chair, so I asked Mr. Peter Davidson to step up and take that position, which he gracefully has. So we now have a training chair, which is very helpful. And if y'all ever feel the need that you feel like you want to step up, just reach out to any of us And like Chris came up to me and said, hey man, I can't do day camp. Look, no problem, we'll find someone to do it. Everybody just work together and we'll figure this all out. As I said in the last meeting, you know, we're just gonna start out with baby steps here. We're gonna cover our bases with assigning committee chairs, having them select their committees, and just do direct reports as a committee meetings. We did decide to continue to keep doing roundtables after the committee meeting. So that's why if you see on the direct reports, 10 minutes only, that's to limit the time that we have to talk. If you need to have further time with me, hit me up after the meeting. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about anything. Send me an email, call me, text me, however you want to do it. But I'm very optimistic about how things are going. I'm very, how should I say, I'm very encouraged by the people that I do have on this committee, and look forward to working with y'all. Now, if we could have Keith talk about commissioners.
Pretty short. I know I talked to everybody who was here last time, kind of as a whole, that we'd be asking you to step up with some units. Looked at a few, haven't had a good chance, unfortunately, to go through and lay it down, but Jason and I set up a meeting in a couple weeks where we'll nail that down. Steve and I have talked about some things we can do training-wise to help move that forward at the same time. So we've got a pretty good plan formulated. We just got to get the details nailed down. Steven, have you caught your dad up on that idea?
No.
Okay, we'll do that.
We'll do it.
Yeah, that's easy. And, you know, then overall, I think the big, you know, the biggest thing we can do right now, it is recruitment time. So if any of us, any opportunities we can promote, offer, and help with recruiting of any unit that you hear, see anything, any way we can help with that, that's our big thing to do right now.
Right, and going forward, you know, if y'all have an event like an open house, feel free to send it to Jeremy, and we'll put it on the newsletter, and we'll get that information out, and that'll allow everybody on the unit commissioner corps to, you know, say, hey, I can step up, I can go and talk to these people as well. So, you know, the workload, we all have to be informed to be able to spread the workload out amongst us.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Anybody want, Mr. Lappin, you got 10 minutes to talk about membership?
Absolutely. So, well, you see the numbers there, okay? And as far as I know, that pretty much rings true. Yeah, so we've had a few picked up over the summer. And so we still have ways to go. We did have our back-to-pack meeting a week ago Saturday. We had 5 packs out of 18 represented there. So we still have some ways to go. The good news was at least 2 of the packs were kind of the packs I hadn't seen or heard from. And so, and like, for example, 490 St. John and Vianney, you know, we pointed out to them that there's nothing to stop them, as far as I know, from recruiting out like Wedgewood Elementary. Okay, so that's really close to them, and that's in their neighborhood, and that might be a good source. And he was kind of happy to see that. Okay, we covered the basics, and we have an agenda that we use to cover that, and I can still send that out to people. You know,
Yeah.
I think that would be a smart move.
You and I had discussed that last night, as a matter of fact, and we also wanted to get with Tyrone about seeing what packets we need to deliver.
Yep.
From the 15 that didn't show up.
And if you are representing a pack and you weren't one of the 5, you can, let's see, the ones that showed up were pack 34, pack 69, pack 249, pack 478, and pack 490. Okay, So if you're not, if I didn't call out your name and you're representative of one of those packs, see him and he'll get you, that bag. I also want to pass out, and if you don't mind, share that with everybody as far as they go. This is a list of training that you might encourage your unit, and again, the first thing on there, the thing that's the big thing, of course, is youth protection. And I just put that there to put it there, but if you look at our youth protection rating right now in the district, we're doing pretty good, okay? You know, but what's not there is the stuff, and there's at least one committee session, but the important ones are things like the new member coordinator, and some things like timelines and other things on that list. And I would encourage everybody in this room to take all that training at your convenience, just so we're all on the same page, okay? I'm also going to send out through the district a list of YouTube videos that, like for example, if you're not sure how to do an open house, and again, you know, we got very strong packs, you know, that have just done an outstanding job in the past. In fact, weren't there, like 136 and 50. Well, you know, they're doing just an outstanding job of recruiting this year. You know, to give you an idea, let's see. Yeah, for Cub Scouts, Pack 50 has 31% from this time last year growth. So they've grown from 32 to 42. Our record is Pack 136. They've grown from 53 to 69. Okay, over the course of the last year. Okay, and one of the things that we did hand out was, and if you're here and you didn't make the meeting, I've got yours. We printed these dashboards for all the packs. Okay, and if you didn't get one, you can come get one, take a look and see where your dashboard says you're at. You can see me later on that. That's probably a very useful thing to be looking at. You say 10 minutes, right? Watch me because I'll go over.
I'm watching.
Okay. So we're going to talk about, I think on the agenda tonight is talking about the finances, so we'll get to that later. Okay. But that's probably something else that needs to go out to all the packs, that financial sheet. And we also need to probably send out a connection to the national, what do they call it? All the national resources. Okay. The branding.
Right.
The branding. Yeah. Brand Central. So that's, we need to communicate with that too. As long as new member coordinator. Now, you know, looking at the three districts, the show's got everybody beat with new member coordinators. And if you look at our district, we struggle. But I do have a list if you need it of what you should be looking at for a new member coordinator. And you know, it's actually an interesting position because, like, if you know, if you go to the dashboard, you can tell the dashboard from your troop resources that Robert is our treasurer, and you can put that in there. You can't do that new member. The only way you can get a new member coordinator registered is to go fill out the form and get to the scout office.
Right.
Okay. And I recommend everybody do that. Now, if you don't have, look, we all know how this works. Okay. Nobody's running behind you making sure that that's done. Okay. All right. It's up to each unit. Okay, to find and recruit somebody to do that. This checklist here, we'll send that out too. It's just who are you looking for? And basically, by the guidelines I see, we're looking for your most enthusiastic person on scouting. Okay, all right. So see what you can do. PIN. every unit's got a PIN number, and the PIN number is where a troop or a pack puts things like their feeder schools, okay? And their meetings. And I noticed that, that's another place that we have some work to do. You know, there's a lot of units that have not put their feeder schools or their troop meeting or their pack meetings, and they should be doing that. Okay, all right. So if you haven't checked up, and you need to check for accuracy too, because I found out, like, on one of my searching, like our crew at one point, our crew was somewhere over in Dillon Springs. Okay, the address was right. Okay, but somehow the system had it wrong. Okay, so make sure when you look on the map that your map is putting you in the right spot. You know, there's glitches. Okay, so pins important. Other recruiting things. Again, we have a booth. We will travel. Okay, we can loan it out. We can work something out if somebody needs a booth. Okay. The ideal is I would encourage every unit to build a centerpiece, okay, for this board, okay, and so just change out the centerpiece. You can certainly use the ones we have, but the one that's in the kit right now is this OC base, okay. So if you're a co-pack wanting to use that as a booth, you can show the excitement of the C base, but it's probably better to show pack stuff, okay. So I would encourage every pack, every troop to buy one of those foldable things and make your own, okay? Just take pictures and cut and paste, okay? You don't have to have it professionally done or anything like that, but if you have it done and you borrow the kit, that's a good thing. We have had an offer from Skate Galaxy to run the booth every Friday night, okay? And what we'd like to do is set up a sign-up list, for units and rotate units out. Throughout the year. Like I said, one of the training things talks about what should you be doing, at different times of the year. And it tells you and gives you a list, but we will make clear to everyone that recruiting is year long. But if you are interested, maybe, and if you come up with some other place, if you need that booth for a farmer's market, a library, anywhere else, we can work that out. Let's see, and I think that's just, den chiefs.
Yeah, that's what
Okay, so probably at some point in time we ought to talk deeper about den chiefs, but I'm having personal experience with this stuff right now, and one thing I noticed is the new pack that I'm working with, they are not using scout books for their calendar. Okay, so they're having, and they're using a den chief from the troop, so they're having trouble communicating with him. Okay, it works great if your den chief is brother. Okay, if one of the guys in the unit. Okay, but if you don't have that connection, you've got to do some other things to communicate. And again, there is a annual den chiefs award. The chief does X, Y, Z. In Journey to Excellence, they want some kind of relationship between scout troops and Cub packs, and Den Chief is a great place to have that. So, so that's a lot of stuff in a nutshell.
Yep, and that's all good stuff. Make sure you use the resources, try to use the resources that we're giving you. If you have any questions, reach out to Mr. Lappin, Jason.
I have one real quick.
Yeah.
What happened to the two plastic professional fold-out things that me and Kristen made and left to use for recruitment? You used them at a school last I remember.
I checked and said it might be still in that big bin, so I'll look at that tomorrow and see.
Alright, cause I at least like my batches back.
So, yeah, I
We
gotta
put a
see,
lot of time
because
and
I
money
know
into that,
one
so-
had it, so
No, one left it with us.
you have it?
No, we
Left
gave
it
it,
in the
he left it with us when he left. He left it with a Struma when he left.
It was in a black
Yeah.
Case.
Yep, 2
I'm
of them.
looking at tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
So the last you saw of it was at the scout office.
Tyrone used it at a school
Okay.
to recruit the academy.
Yeah, I'd
Good
love to
deal.
see it.
Alrighty, my new training chair.
All right, well, the good news is Sewell-Eagle's 99.57% trained in youth protection.
That's fantastic. I still
Uh,
gotta do mine for September.
The direct contact leader training is only 50%, so we could improve that number significantly.
And I'm sure that my troop is the one that throws all that off.
Somebody is out, say, if their hazardous weather has expired and they're part of 3 units, that's.
And that's another thing that we need to put in the newsletter coming up is everybody now has to take hazardous weather. So Jeremy, if you wouldn't mind, maybe us making a note for the next newsletter that, hey, we all need to take this every.
Yeah, the requirements have changed.
Right.
And it's not obvious that.
Yeah, so I actually went to my Scouting today to look to see what my requirements were because of being now a member of a venture crew, I knew I was like, okay, I need to get, and now that I have some time, I need to get caught up on that while I'm watching all my other training videos for work. And my weather hazard has been expired since 2017, I think now. And nowhere on my requirements
Does it say
does it say I need to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't show up, and sorry, I've been listed for 3 positions with the, for right now, and it's
Yeah,
like,
just pick them up.
Is it direct contact though? Because none of your positions are direct contact.
correct.
If none of your positions are direct contact,
It doesn't pick it up.
Right, it doesn't count against you if you're not a direct contact.
So you repeat whether if you're not.
Right. So merit badge counselor doesn't count, obviously,
Right.
and so unit
Commissioner doesn't.
unit commissioner doesn't.
Committee
and then-
chairman doesn't.
Yeah, committee member doesn't.
So in 478, in the troop, okay, we have an assistant scoutmaster who's taking the assistant scoutmaster specifics, okay? But he is out of date with that, okay? And it shows, it actually does show. It shows for him that he needs to take the weather.
He needs to.
Now, I sent him an email, to follow up on that, but if you're assistant scoutmaster,
Yeah,
it shows.
it shows.
Okay, I don't know if, I see that, and that's the
That makes
thing is, we all see different pictures, and, we don't really know. I'm guessing that committee members don't have to worry about that.
No,
Is it every 2
it's
years?
Pretty much direct contact.
Is it every 2 years or?
Yes.
Yeah, every 2 years.
Every 2 years. Okay.
Same as youth protection every 2 years.
What else you got?
All the Cub basic training that they need is online. The Scoutmaster, Assistant Scoutmaster position specific is online. The only one that you have to take that's not online is the IOLS.
Or blue.
Blue is not required to be direct contact trained leader. It's required for your pack to go. Somebody from that pack attending the event has to go, but it's not required to be trained. They are doing Owls Blue at Renfest, September 30th and October 1st.
Okay.
And they will be doing a Boy Scout position training November 2nd online via Zoom. So
Okay.
if you don't want to do it online, you can do it via Zoom. So, and then the council has several other trainings coming up. Basic rifle, NRA basic rifle and instructor training, chainsaw safety, and NRA range safety. Those are coming up later this month or next month.
Now, in the past, Peter, if I can play devil's, we did have a training at winter camp, correct?
Yes,
For IOLS.
we will look at doing that.
Okay, if you need help, just let me know.
We will probably hold that. It's not in the booklet, but we will probably have that available.
All right, good. And then, did we have thought about anything for spring as far as blue or IOLS? I'd like to try to do something before Wood Badge, just in case we can pull some other people from Wood Badge as well.
In my previous history, we tried to have something in the spring and something in the fall.
Right.
For those trainings.
Yeah, well, next time we come back, just come back with some dates that work for you, and we'll pull them together.
Any den chief training in the offing?
We haven't
No,
done
but
that in
there's,
a long
I
time.
know we are. I know we are.
that's, something we can look at.
Could that be, training at winter camp?
That's a possibility.
Could be a possibility. I
I'm
mean,
just
you
thinking
can offer
where,
it.
where we already have kids.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, 2 hours?
I think so.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So just let me know what you need, Peter, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. If you wanna do something at winter camp, I think that'd be highly productive.
I think we'll probably plan on doing something
Okay.
for ILS.
Yeah, just let me know, you know, and we'll get it, you know, we can at least have it in the newsletter, so if somebody needs it, or on the troop, or on the council website, then, you know, we can let people know even if they wanna come up for the day for ILS, so. Okay. Anything else? Alright. And let's see, recruitment, I think we pretty much beat the bush with that.
Yeah.
What else you got, Miss B?
So now Gonti was doing some promotion at the public libraries. Has anybody have any feedback on how that was going?
We're gonna find out a little bit more about that. We're supposed to have a Key 11 coming up, and
Okay.
I'll ask him about it.
I'm just curious, because John and I talked about, what are venues that are effective?
Right. The best one I think we've ever done was me and Rob did, and I rented Jumpin' Jive, and we got like 20 kids off of that.
I mean, we do that always with the pack anyway.
Right.
That's our second chance.
Yeah. But you and I did for Cypress. We did one, remember?
I remember it there, I remember doing it at a campfire where we had marshmallows at Moore Dixon.
Yeah.
I don't remember jumping out to the light. It's been a long time.
No, Gonti's meeting is Thursday, so they'll probably have a report for that, so, yeah, we'll check.
Okie dokie. Activities, you wanna fill us in on what's going on with Fam Camp, my friend? I know Bradley Jacobs is not here tonight. You stepped up and paid for that.
Yeah. I haven't been too involved with Fam Camp. I just know that he's been working really hard and trying to get it.
Yeah, he's
Trying
trying
to
to
get
book
full
together.
together.
So,
Yeah. We're working, the OA will be, the entire lodge will be helping there now, not
Good
just
deal.
my chapter. The lodge will be helping on the spook trails,
Good deal.
and we will.
And we did make that, the spook trails age appropriate.
Yes, we did. There's gonna be one for like each level of Cub Scouts.
Good deal.
Because I remember, I've been to Cub Fam Camp, and it was this one trail, and I remember those little kids going out and being terrorized.
Terrible. Yeah, that's what we ran into last year.
Yeah.
Rob and I discussed it. Mike wanted to do it, so we're gonna do it.
And EJ discussed it with what not to do from based on last year.
Yeah.
Of Scaring the kid down the side of the
And
road.
so y'all got OA this weekend, correct?
Yes, we have
11th
one
to
deal
the
this weekend. Yes, and our LEC meeting's on Sunday, and that's when we're gonna sit down and talk through Cub Camp and make arrangements.
Are we doing this in conjunction with Nawakanti?
It's council-wide.
Council-wide.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes, and in conjunction with the show. Okay.
And then, winter camp, I saw we got it up.
Before you leave Fam Camp, make sure Mr. Brad knows that he's engaged youth sports
Oh, yeah, okay.
soon.
Yeah, where is it?
Because there's I don't know where he is tonight. Because it's a council-wide thing, you're gonna have to have multiple
Mega.
range masters
Mega.
to be able to get that number.
Last year I went out there and, I mean, that's what we did for.
Yeah, plus
6 hours.
it's McGee, which means there's no ranges or anything like that, which
Right.
means you got extra setup time.
Yeah, that's a Mike Diamond question, so I'll follow up with Mike and see what he says.
That'd be, Shaq.
Yeah.
Mike Falcon.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike Falcon. Appreciate it for us.
But also for the chapter, next month, we're planning a service day at Avondale. Still tentative, it'll be on September 16th, it's a Saturday. We're talking with Mr. EJ this weekend actually to make sure that can work. And if we can do that, we're gonna try to do a conservation related service project, so we'll be opening it up to district scouts that need that
Good
for
deal.
life.
Yeah, because like, you know, that life requirement for conservation is pretty tough to get.
So,
And so see if we can get the information to Jeremy, and
Yes.
see if we can get it out to everybody.
yes,
So we can talk about it. I know everybody's starting to crank up with their meetings again.
Yeah.
And, you know, the more information we have out, the more participation we'll have.
Exactly, yeah.
The more happier scouts will have, scout masters, relaxing.
All the guys coming back from High Adventure are gonna need that for their.
Yeah,
Two
exactly.
65, we'll need that for the 50-hour,
Yes.
and 11,
11:36.
But after we talk with Mr. EJ this weekend, we'll have all the information ready to go on the website, and we can send it to the district, and we'll be good to go there.
Yeah,
So-
what we need to do is also CC it in, so we have the information
Okay.
that we send out throughout the newsletter to all the scouts.
Okay. I think that's it for activities.
We have a fever day? November, we have a fever day scheduled in November?
I do not know that.
I think I saw it posted for the 4th.
Maybe.
The 4th of November.
4th of November for,
Oh, that's the lodges. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's the lodges service day. Yeah.
Lodge Service Day.
Yeah.
So I have a note, I may have put it there 2 years ago. I have the September weekend as Fall Fellowship.
It's the weekend before.
Okay,
I don't know the exact dates, but it's the weekend before the 16th. It's like the 8th.
okay, so it got moved, I just
Yeah, it
was
got
wondering if
moved.
they were tied together, if the service project was tied together.
No, because the service project is just our chapter.
Okay.
So, but we'll be opening up to district scouts. So,
other question, thinking ahead, Camporee next year,
yes.
okay? I noticed that Nalagante does not have on their calendar a
Yes.
Camporee. I recommend that we invite them.
No, absolutely. I'm fully open to having them come join us, do whatever, as long as they're willing to participate and help put it together.
Yeah, last year we went to theirs and they had four
Last year they had
troops
a
and
chance
5
to-
patrols,
Four troops.
Yeah,
Was
you-
it
yeah,
one-
we can talk.
Was it one troop not from the district?
okay?
Yes.
That's all, okay.
And how many patrols do we have?
We had 30 patrols and we had roughly like 15 troops. We were missing 4 from the district. So, but the other thing is Neshoba scheduled their camporee the same weekend as well.
Yeah.
So,
That's life.
yeah.
And so I think with doing the key 11s, we're kind of all working together to be on the same calendar
Yeah.
and not
So-
compete. And so we're working.
So we'll have to meet with them and discuss what facility they wanna use versus what we wanna use. If we,
Or they can just join us.
yeah, the only problem I would really see is we have limited campsite space. Cause we filled up every campsite last year already in the summer camp area, so we have to figure out.
What a great problem to have.
Yeah, I know, that's what we were saying.
We can work around those
We'd have to
problems.
figure out, people would have to camp at McGee or Tygator and or Wood Badge and we'd have to figure out
The
transportation.
last time we did a joint one, we were at McGee. Everybody was at McGee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And they have been doing it on the same weekend as us because we've been doing things together for a long time.
yes, so, well, we're gonna start in probably the next month or two, we'll start cranking out logistics for camporee and
then-
theming and everything.
And then, what we also gotta do is start thinking about Weeblo Woods coming up, usually in February, so let's see if we can.
That's not on the calendar.
I know, it's next year. It should be.
I don't see Weeble's Woods on the calendar for February.
Right, when don't we usually do it in February?
Usually that may be, but I'm just saying is, people right now are looking at the District Area Council's calendar to set their program for the next year. Okay, so we need to do something about
Alright,
it.
that's a follow-up with Bradley, I'll take care of that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree about that. Anything else, anybody? Anything we wanna rehash from last meeting?
You mentioned winter camp. Winter camp is now open.
Yep, it's open.
You
Y'all
can
register.
register. I need instructors, so, and we will not charge you for being an instructor this time, unless you want a shirt. You have to pay for your shirt, but no charge to be an instructor. So sign up, get your units to sign up. Price increase somewhere in mid-November. Right now it's $250.
Yeah, and the way I see it is without us having a summer camp, we should have a pretty good turnout at this.
We should.
Anybody have any other questions?
I got one more thing for the chapter, forgot to mention, between now and then probably next March, we're gonna be making unit visits. Our goal is to visit every unit by next spring ordeal, which is in the middle of March.
Right.
So, I'm gonna try to keep y'all in the loop and what units we're visiting, so if y'all wanna hop on our wheel with us.
Do you have this gentleman?
Yes, I do. Our first scheduled unit visits on Sunday evening with Troop 103 and 1103. So, and we're just going to talk to OA, it's a bunch of younger scouts, and they have like 2 scouts eligible, so they're gonna do an election like in September, but we're gonna go do a promotion, so if y'all wanna.
Yeah, y'all really need to this year, you know, and what we figured out a couple of days ago, or last week rather, is that because we didn't have a council summer camp, that we need extra days for long-term camping for OA. So
Yes.
we're kind of worked that situation out, and I think we can make it work. But yeah, great news. Hey, Jeremy, do you have any old news we need to cover?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
I want to say we had a great, Mary
Mad
Badge
Badge
Day.
Day, I heard, everybody raved about that.
We had
Y'all did
99
a great job
scouts
with
that originally registered, over 90 showed up.
Awesome.
Big thank you to all of the Mary Badge counselors that came out and talked. Big thank you to Mr. Steve, he brought out the museum pieces and had a great trading post. And a big thank you to Broadmoor United Methodist Church for hosting us.
It's fantastic.
So,
They did great, you know, anytime we can get a facility to do anything is amazing, because, you know, we beat it around in Ascension Parish, they pretty much, you know, took us out of all the schools, and that's what really affected Cub Scouts, I feel, is taking the places to meet away. So anytime we could reach out to people, let them know, hey, we're very thankful for letting us be here, you know, make sure to, you know, let gratitude say. And that's like this facility, you know, I got this book through January, and they're great with it, ask whatever we need. So with your older scouts that are looking for Eagle Scout projects, you may want to come up here and maybe approach them and see, so they have a little bit of a benefit for us using this facility if they need anything. So y'all just think about that. If that's no old news, what we got for new news?
Before you leave your activities, don't forget there's an ecumenical retreat. I think it's gonna be statewide.
For the state,
Really?
statewide,
Yeah.
9th and 10th. So all councils in the state, Michael Nolan is heading. So we putting that thing together. Hopefully the leader guide will be on middle of this month, so hopefully we get it ready. But it's gonna be an exciting time. We haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah, that sounds like a great
Long
deal.
time.
What's the date again?
So 8th, 9th, and 10th. December.
Anybody else? Okay, so we all know we have to work on recruit, so. Keep up the good work, y'all, don't get frustrated. We got a new superintendent in Ascension, and we reached out to them, they feel very receptive, so hopefully we'll get Ascension back rolling the way it needs to. But, you know, just be aware, you know, try to wear a uniform as much as possible, that's the best advertising we got, you know? I mean, that's what we got now, and, you know, be here, be happy, and, you know, do what we need to do. We're gonna take a 5-minute
Wait.
break.
You need to talk about popcorn.
Popcorn, Tyrone, you wanna talk about popcorn?
The kickoff is, August 26th. It's gonna be at Broadmoor United Methodist, Church, for Sewell. The first session would be at St. Tammany's United Methodist Church from 9 to 11. And then we're gonna move it to Broadmoor from, 1 to 3. So come out, we had 15 units, sold popcorn in Sewell-Eagle last year, so, you know, get your commitments, popcorn commitments in, and, we're gonna just have a great set. So, Camp Master gonna be, coming, bringing the, popcorn reps to put on the meeting, so, you know, all ready.
Are
y'all planning to do that via Zoom, just in case someone has to be on the go or something like that? or-
Right now, not Zoom, so hopefully have everybody back.
All right, Jeremy, 5 minute break.
All right.
And then, Keith, you ready for your roundtable?
You ready to talk?
There we go.
We wanna start early, do we wanna?
We got
our primary thought was, and actually, John, there was something, even before you get started, I have a question about that piece of paper you sent out. Our topic was, we know we talked last month, there are some changes out there for program fees and registration fees and all that that's a little confusing. There's some changes for national, how national implements, how council implements, and how that works. But that's important for us when we're talking and helping our units to deliver that message of, these are, these payment things that we see, here's how they work. It sounds like, from what I've heard, that it actually might make planning a little bit easier. That rather than, hey, we need everything at one time at the start of recharter, that there's gonna be a different way to do it that may help spread that out some. So Tyrone was gonna help us out with how that lays out. John wanted a couple minutes before, but John, my question, I saw on your list of training, there's
It should be updated, Keith. It should be.
there's an online training for registration fees.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So,
with your other things?
It basically, it just catches you up to kind of what we're talking about today, okay? Where national is at with the registration fee, okay? None of these trainings are very long, okay? Except
Yeah, I mean, that one's a short eight minutes.
Right.
Looking at the schedule, so that's probably a great resource to reinforce what Tyrone tells us, because I'm sure there'll be a little council version of some of those, because each council has some leeway in some of the things they do. So, I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
I do know it's hard to get people to take training, okay? And I don't mean to swamp people with extra training, but it's a resource.
Right.
And I think that's part of our job as leaders, is getting the resources to all the rest of the leaders. We're a smidgen here of how many leaders in the district? Lots.
Yeah.
Right? So, changing the subject.
Yeah, so go ahead for what you want.
So, two things. One, as we're looking at this stuff, okay, I don't know if you're keeping tabs on your your unit's veteran award, okay? How many years does your PAC have? Okay, do you know?
40 and 8.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And I put this together a month ago, so it's 39.7. So you're right, 40. So you can now put the 40 here, and there's a little thing you can actually, if you order a new flag, you can put a 40 on the flag. Okay. If you're aware of this, like 65, you have hit 70. Okay, all right. So that's pretty impressive. Let's see, who else is here tonight? So troops, let's see, troop 67. So you're at 14 years, okay? So it starts at 25. That's the magic number when you start doing the thing, okay? Like 205, you just hit 25. Okay, so
We had a hole for a few years, because I think the PAC is gonna be 35.
yeah, right, and that's the sooner we get that pack going, the better. 136, it's 58. Wow. Okay, so they go by increments of 5 years. So in 2 years you'll be at 60. Okay, so you can win the 55 right now. Okay.
So John, you've got the list of everybody?
I got the list of everybody.
So is this something on some of these milestones we might think about some award at a district banquet?
Yeah, we
Ma-
certainly
making
should.
A specific invite and something special for that?
We certainly should do that. At the same time, okay, all right, the other thing to look at is, okay, times have been kind of tricky over the last 3 or 4 years, okay, right? And so there is an award, if you help a new unit get started, there is an award called the William Boyce Award, and it's a nod, okay, all right? And there is an award, you have to do X, Y, Z, okay? But basically, if you're one of the adults who helps the new unit get going, you qualify, okay? And when I look at this, for example, Home Pack 478, they just chartered 2 months ago, so they don't qualify for anything, okay? All right? They will qualify when they recharter next year, okay? All right, so everybody who helped form that unit. In Algonte, they reformed PAC 66. It was an established PAC, but it folded during COVID. They gave it a rebirth. I talked to their charter organization rep and asked for names, and he gave me 7 names, okay? And so 7 of them qualified for the Voice Award.
Can you get the founder patch for?
The founder is, now that PAC 478, everybody who charters in that year, okay, with sometime this year, okay, that PAC, Youth for Adult qualifies for the founder. Okay.
That might be another cool.
Okay, so that's another cool thing. I talked to Phil DeRocher, our council commissioner. His attitude is there's no statute of limitations. Times have been tough. When I look at our list, Troop 17, I don't know where they're at, but I will reach out to Lloyd Christopher and see, because they did recharter, okay? They've got 1 year, 10-year now, so they will qualify for that, so we'll get them an award. Now, we haven't done a district award thing, but that's something that we need to think about, okay? But I'll get all the pieces going, okay? The knots and the stuff. To tell you the truth, and I just have troops and packs listed here. 1103 this is their first year, okay? Right. So I will reach out to them. Okay, so like 1136, their list is 4 years. Did we do anything for them?
I know they all got their founder.
They got their founders, but did we recognize them with the Voice Award for those adults who helped us out? I know after 4 years it may be a little tricky.
So the requirements were you had to have 10 people to start, and most of the girls' units didn't have 10 people to start.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why
They
most
had
of us
minimum.
didn't get it.
Yeah.
So we just need to follow up on that, make sure, okay? Same thing with 1848, okay?
We didn't have 10 to start, so that's why we.
Yeah, we didn't have 10 girls, I thought we had the minimum.
They changed the rules since then.
Okay. Right. So that's, the rules I'm going by are, here and now, okay? And so, we can talk about that, okay, if we need to, all right? If you know of any other cases, mostly I see it with the troops, okay? With the packs, right now, our average tenure is high, the newest pack is 478. After that, the next newest one is 37, and that's got 12 years of tenure. So we're doing pretty good with the packs. But that's what I.
You still have to have 10 when you start.
Still have to.
So the new one won't be qualified either unless you're gonna flip.
Okay, I got you. Okay, thank you for looking that up. So if we do have a case where we had 10 aboard, okay, yeah. And what about crew? When did 2319
We were
form?
eligible.
Okay. So if there's anybody from 2319 that we need to take care of, let me know. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Tell us a little bit about our fee structure and how that's gonna work.
Well, we can start off, you know that, due to bankruptcy and all that, we had a fee change. So with Cub Scouting and Scout BSA and venturing, the national registration fee is $80. The $25 joining fee stays the same. The council fee is $40. Last year was $42. But when we looked at all our insurance and everything, and all that camp, only thing left we got to look at is the transportation for volunteers when they travel and do different things. So we still got to look at that. But everything else, we felt that $40, everything else went up, but we're gonna, at least drop it as low as we can to where we stay the same in the Stroh Area Council. And then everybody know the Scout Life magazine is $15. The adult fee is $60 registration, $20 council fee, and $15 for the Scout Life. So that's the same thing. We wasn't charging adults the council fee. So we looking at putting the adults the council fee because, like I said, we looked at all our insurance to cover everything. Any questions? Y'all raise your hand if you have any questions.
So how about, is there a family discount or anything
Yeah, we'll
like
get to
that
that.
on any of these? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
What's the adult fee again?
$20 for the
No,
council fee, or
not-
$60
$60.
adult fee, $20 council fee.
Did you have that as a handout?
The same. No, I didn't print it.
Okay.
But
we're gonna email one to everybody?
Yeah, we will send it to everybody. And then this is also in the school night packet. So it can help everyone, especially when we have a recruitment and all that, this is in the packet. So it's same things in the packet. Merit badge counselors, the new national registration is $25. So remember, merit badge counselors was free. But now they put a $25 fee on merit.
They gotta pay for the background check. That's right.
Right, gotta do a background check,
It's not
same thing, they gotta do it. And it was tough with merit badge counselors, because even to try to get them, when recharter time come in, we had to take them off the recharter because they didn't want to do the youth protection. So see, now they have to, they're not gonna be on, because they gotta pay the $25.
So
We lose a lot of merit badge counselors every year because youth protection. Because they feel, okay, we free, we don't have to do nothing. But now they have to.
And it's not if you're already registered and you're a merit badge counselor, it's not an additional, right?
No
It's just-
additional.
That's
No
just,
additional.
if you're only a merit badge counselor.
Right, only if you're a
youth
merit
protection
badge
and
counselor,
the
$25, youth protection, background check, all the above. Okay.
Down September, we start with Scouts BSA, you have to be a paid member, registered member, does Merit Badge Counselor count to go on a camping, to go on camping, you have to be a paid member,
paid.
registered member. Does the Merit Badge Counselor now count for that?
No, I don't think they count for
So it's
that.
gotta either be a committee member or
Right.
a leader.
Right.
So Peter, you wanna repeat that again? Cause I'm not sure that's something I'm clear on. Starting September 1st,
Right.
every adult who goes on an outing has to
An
be.
overnight outing.
An overnight outing has to be a registered adult.
For a troop level only,
Troop
not for a
level.
pack.
Troop level, not pack.
Okay.
Troop level.
Troop
Scouts
level,
BSA,
okay.
Yeah, Scout BSA.
Not veteran?
I
I think the only exception is Cub Scouts.
Yeah, Cub Scouts is not, I think everything else is good. Then what you say about once we do a recruitment, and just say a family have come in with 3 new scouts for that family, the 3rd scout, you know, we still taking the payment, but the family, with the help of the Cub master or someone in that unit, you know, can write to where get a refund for that 3rd scout.
Of the council fee or all fees?
With
With the refund of what?
with all fees, we can help, we gonna help. The 3rd scout.
All right, so you said something, I wanna make sure I understood. You said 3 new scouts.
Just like if you came.
No, wait, 3 new scouts or 2 existing scouts and you add a
No,
3rd?
3 new scouts, just say we had a recruitment, a family come in, I got 3 kids. So when they come in and sign them up, the 3rd scout, that's the one we're going to help refund.
So they have to pay the fee,
So
but
Pay
they
the fee.
request a
brand new, it
refund.
kinda makes sense versus.
Brand
what we
new,
do
not
in
existing,
here.
brand new. Just like a family come in, you know, if I'm coming in, bringing my kids, 3 kids, I pay the fee. But the 3rd kid, you know, just write like a refund, you want a refund for the 3rd kid.
So, write that to whom? And that's
To
another
the
one of
scout
my
office.
questions, of the timing and who's paying what to whom?
But they still have to pay the fee, but
Right.
we just helping in that way.
Are all the fees now still going to council, and council is paying national?
Right, so they're paying national, because we, you know, national get all the recruitment money, you know, that we don't keep nothing. The only thing we keep is the council fee.
At one point, I had heard national would be collecting all the money and then giving back to council.
It all depends if you're doing it online, or if you're doing just the registration, just like we bringing in applications and stuff, we can send national their part, and we can keep it.
So if we do it
But
online,
online, it gets
everything is national,
Right.
and it comes back to council.
Right, and remember, don't put your unit fees in there, because, you know, it's not part of
It's
it.
not part of it.
Right, it's not part of it. So, but just like I said, online, everything goes to national, everything. And then they'll send out the council fee back.
And they may not do this, how would that 3rd child?
Well, we take care of
In that
in-house, we
scenario,
take care of in-house.
So,
If it's Sewell-Eagle, just say, for example, send it to me, cause I'm.
and you'll work it out with
And
national.
I'll work it
and all
out
that.
right there. If it's now Guarantee Red, and if it's Neshoba Dorothy, send it there so we can, you know, get it taken care of for the 3rd child.
Is there a time frame for this, or can a kid, or 3 kids show up in January and get that same deal?
I mean, if they knew, yeah. If they,
Cause that's gonna be the.
You know,
That's what I'm asking,
right.
sometimes we pick them up January.
right, if they knew, it don't matter when, cause you know, we recruit, you know, we're getting ready for the fall. But we recruit year round, you know, so if they come in, 3 kids, we'll take care of them.
I recruited a potential family Sunday that has 4 that they would enroll all brand new.
Well, we'll take care of the 3rd and 4th.
So I just recruited a family with 3 kids over the summer. Are they eligible for it?
Yeah, they knew.
And it's only if they weren't registered before,
Right.
3 new kids.
They knew.
And so all I have
Just
to do
send me
is
the, you know, when we take care of the 3rd.
send you a letter saying these
Right.
3 register on this day, that we should get the registration fee plus the council fee back for that family.
Yeah, right.
So,
You said refund, you didn't say total.
Right, not the total thing, just, you know, refund, we gonna help.
I don't know,
Right.
it's confusing on what I'm getting back.
Right,
And that's what I'm trying to get to, what are we getting back, $5, the entire thing, council fee?
Well, I'll see what we get back, I don't wanna say it, and that's something different. but you're gonna get something back for the third child. I'll let y'all know.
And some of that depends on some of these negotiations that are still ongoing.
Right, still ongoing. Cause remember, this stuff is still ongoing. When we start talking about the rechartering, if a kid starts, a brand new kid starts in August, the date, just say it's August, that's their recharter month, that August. So we gotta still figure out how to track that. Because see, make sure your key three in your units is the right people. Because once they get the information, see, because it's gonna be different from the unit. See, recharter will be different from the unit. See, the unit will stay the same, but that kid that started in August is not gonna be linked to that unit, to your unit. Their recharter month is August. So, see, we got.
And BSA National is gonna send us this.
Right, so see, they still ain't figured all that out yet. See, this is just ongoing.
Because I don't even know whenever
Right,
I started.
see.
They
No, just for the new, it's just for the new.
Oh,
You know, when you get your recharter month for your unit unit's coming the same way it just came last year.
Right.
But when you start a new kid off, like August 1st, all this kicked in. If you started a new kid in August, that's their recharter month,
Right.
August.
But only for that family.
But anybody now you join scouting, that's their recharter month.
So if I do a new kid every month, I've gotta do 12 recharges.
Right. That's why I say you gotta make sure you keep three in your unit, the right people, cause when they send, I don't know how they're gonna track it, but when they send it, just like what you just said, each different kid, for each month, that's their recharter month. And it's not linked to the unit.
Okay, that's where that makes a lot more sense if
Right.
if you register online and National does the registration
Right.
of the kid.
Right.
Because then that's just between you and them.
Right. See, we just got to know.
And then they can write the council fee.
Right.
Right, but
So-
August of, if, just like you said, you joined 4 new kids when? Was it after August 1st?
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah.
Okay, so all 4 of those kids, recharter is August, they're not linked to your unit. So that's what we're waiting for, how you can track when August 2024 comes, you know those 4 got the recharter then.
But at some point, you gotta figure out when to charge them your unit fees.
Right, yeah, you got to figure that
So
part out.
that's where this can make planning a little easier, and
Right.
spread it out. You're not asking for everything on their charter rate.
Right.
You're asking for some of it, and then you may be able to spread out the unit fees at a different
Right.
time.
And remember, the whole is $145, so there's no prorated, no more. So I don't care when you join.
Because you'll always get a whole year.
You always get.
Right, I always get a whole year.
I got a question, kind of a unit fee practical standpoint. As I understand it, you cannot withhold advancement for lack of paying fees. So family XYZ goes and pay a national fee, and they don't pay their unit fee that pays for the advancement. I have to give that kid their awards.
I think you have to recognize them.
Nope.
You have to
You
give them, you have to give them the badge.
So you got, right. You talking about the unit fee.
So what I'm asking is this, if I have a family that refuses to pay the unit fee, but pays the national fee, what unit do they belong to?
Well, they belong to your unit because.
So then I'm
they're registered.
responsible for people who won't pay their dues.
Well, you got to figure out how you can handle that, because see, that's the unit fee, just like I say, that is not linked to what, if you do it online, it's it's not linked with national, you send the national,
And I'll delete that.
the unit fee. So that got to be something, you know, if y'all doing
You
the
know,
unit.
you're talking about recharter in August, and a lot of time by December, they don't wanna do it anymore. And so if you're collecting unit fees in December, like most of us do, you have a kid, family that is registered to your unit that can pop in and out whenever they want to get their award at the next awards bank or whatever, and never pay for those awards. And
Well, you
it's
got to
gonna put
figure that
us
out,
in a bind.
because some units does it, you know, with the popcorn, some do it, whatever, LSU parking, to help, you know, to fit all that stuff in, you gotta figure out a way how to do
Yeah, they definitely,
Can you show
Right.
me where it says you have to?
it. Right, you see some, you know, get it through popcorn, you sell popcorn, it's covered, you know? So
It very well could have changed, but I seem to remember, like, you don't have to give them the card, you don't have to give them the patch.
I don't know, I think it says you have to.
And it could very well be
If
true,
it's the
that's
word
not.
recognized, then that's one thing, but if it says you gotta give them the award, it's a different thing. But
well, you
You know,
trying to
is the
see, because they
award-
won't pay the.
Is this the award? You have one that, you know, because that's a great question.
That's just what came up, because a lot of times you'll have them register at Roundup. And sometimes in the past, we didn't charge a unit fee at August, because they may not stick and the fees are high enough. And they're not gonna earn anything anyway when they start as a Cub. I'm talking about Cubs.
Yes.
And then recharter, we would hit them with the unit fee also, because that's the full year. I got them now. They're gonna recharter, they're probably gonna stick. And so now, that causes issues with, they're there for a year now. And so now we gotta go collect money up front, and if they decide they don't wanna pay that the next year, then I'm out again. And the same thing with, you know, you're saying about it's easier for budgeting, it's not. If you're a unit that's paying the Scouts fees because of popcorn and fundraising, that is a check potentially that you have to cut to DSA every month.
Yes.
Or multiple
Yes.
times a month.
Yes.
And so it's not easier on the
That's why I
The
don't
only
wonder if.
The only thing this helps is, cause you ain't gotta worry about prorating, cause if you recruit the kid and they pay $20 or whatever, and then when it's time to recharter, so now you gotta get the whole recharter fee. So the only thing, the good thing is, you get that one price, $145, one shot. One shot.
If lots of councils, I'm sure, will have opinions of whether or not it's a better idea to register people online directly with National and then handle the unit differently. And that may.
Cause see, I can tell you, we split as a council. Some gonna do it online, some gonna do the same thing, the applications and.
So when you say some, are
Right,
you talking districts, units, people?
district units, you know, still different.
Yeah, we
See,
did it online last year.
See, some do online, some, we ain't messing with online, you see? So we still ain't got a whole council doing online.
What are you gonna be doing with kids that join in the spring, let's say January, and progress through, then it's coming to their AOLs, they got a recharter in January, cause that's their anniversary, but then they're gonna cross over in February, and they gotta re-register because they.
No, you
There's
just.
your fees paid for
It's
the
paid on.
Yeah,
it goes on.
yeah.
It just
They just rechartered with our unit.
It's just submit another application.
Right, and
Yeah,
it
they don't
moves
have
over.
to pay anything.
Yeah, you gotta pay again, just.
It's like a $1 transfer fee or something like that.
No, but I just, but what about the kid that doesn't plan on crossing over? And he
Right.
recharges 2 months before he crosses over, so he pays for a year.
You're also gonna have families who are on the fence, they joined in the spring,
Yeah.
January, February.
The kid who crosses over is not a problem, because his fees will.
Right.
The fees-
Who doesn't cross over.
I don't know.
Right, the fees gonna move wherever they move. If you cross over, the fees move.
But if they're out, yeah, to get arrow of light, they may have to pay for a year.
So use that for your advantage. Hey, you already paid for a year.
So, there's ups and downs, I don't think it's complicated.
Well, when they usually.
When they cross over to the troop, does the troop still have to go by that 1 year, or they get into the unit?
No, it's their
No.
anniversary.
Their
Yeah,
anniversary
it's
month.
still the anniversary month, like, no matter when whenever they join, that's it.
You did it all along.
That's their national subscription anniversary.
Right.
So just to recount, if they join as a fifth grader, okay, all right, in September, and then they cross over, let's say February, they can join the troop, and the BSA will bill them September 24.
Yes.
For
September
scout.
24, that ain't gonna change.
As
Yeah,
long
the
as you
crossover
fill-
ones make sense, but your scenario,
Yeah.
As long as you fill the transfer paperwork out,
Right.
2024, they'll assess them in September.
so, maybe that's as a unit leader.
I had one parent
We need-
wanted it prorated back to him, and I said, no, make the kid go on the scouts. Problem solved.
Even if you see that,
I said, he's not gonna be a professional soccer player. Come on.
if you see that,
It didn't go over
and,
well.
there's a good reason, maybe as a unit leader, you want to say, let's get you done in December. So that you don't have to do this, that may be the helpful thing we would do.
Okay. Well, that's what we're gonna do.
And then go back with the 3 kids, it's the council fee that can get reimbursed.
Some help,
Right, some help.
not the national fee.
Not the national fee and not
And not the
the joining.
Not the joining fee. So the council will
Will
up
help
to
all
$40.
Up to?
I don't think he
Right.
said it's the whole thing.
Right, it's not the whole thing.
He said not the whole
but
thing.
will help.
He
Yeah,
said you will get a partial refund for third child plus,
right,
up to $40.
But that's not on that list, right?
right, it's not on this list, cause see, it's ongoing, see, it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
So I'll tell y'all
It's basically
the exact, cause like I say, this,
Tyrone and Ray need to get our stuff together.
right, it's gonna
Get it
go,
all in one document.
right, right.
And really, troops and packs need to take that document and then add their fee with it,
Right.
because we want to be as honest
I
as
mean,
we
this
can
is
be.
a
Right.
4-tab spreadsheet.
Congratulations. Yeah, don't ask them to be.
So, Tyrone, when is council gonna have these answers? Because for the last hour, we've been talking about recruitment, and Saturday, I have a major recruiting event. My parents are gonna say, how much do I have to pay? I'm like, I really don't know.
Right, but I'll let you know tomorrow, I'll send,
So
everybody
tomorrow,
make sure they on that email and I'll send it.
You don't mention it and then you say, oh, they passed this new.
We cannot mention it again, because we recruited Sunday, and it was the number one question I got asked.
Money.
How much?
Sure.
I'll send it
It's
tomorrow.
like, I don't know, we have a meeting on Tuesday, I'll tell you next week.
Right, I'll send it tomorrow to everybody, so make sure your email is on the. Yes, yes, sir.
The 40 and the 20 council fee, I know is that for the upcoming year, or is that right now?
That's right now.
So in January for my recharter, are we gonna have a different value?
What you mean different, right?
So right now, the council fee is $40 for youth, 20 for adults.
Right,
That's for the people that are registering right now.
right.
I have a whole unit that's presently here that's gonna recharter in February, or whatever month, starting December and drags on to March.
Starting October.
What is their council fee going to be?
$40 and.
So that's what I'm asking, so it is confirmed that that's gonna bring us all the way.
We're not gonna change, we're not gonna change.
You're talking about someone who pays right here and now.
No, my existing unit.
Your existing,
You're
I have to go to
we're
my
talking about
parents.
everybody who paid 2 August.
Because when I make my presentation from my unit, and I say 40 and 20, and I come back in February and say 60 and 80.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to confirm. This is.
Well, right now, it's 40 and 20.
No, I need to know what it's going to be at recharge.
How long is that number good for?
Right, I don't know.
Okay.
Because why I don't know.
Tyrone, that really needs to be on there.
I know, but listen to me. Why I don't know is because the registration fee might go up again.
No, they said that's for the next year, I thought. The documentation.
No, I'm telling you. So it might go up, so that's why you can't.
But we
confirm
can
that.
say.
But
the
right
council-
now, it's $40 and $20.
That's the council number.
That's
The
the council.
council number, we can define.
Right, we
That
can
is
define,
not up
see,
to
right
us.
now, that's it, right,
Okay,
that's
so
it.
what would make that go up?
Unless national boosts something.
No, that's national fee.
Right,
That's,
but right
that's,
now,
we're
the
talking
only thing
council.
we hadn't checked was, like I told you at the beginning, the only thing we hadn't checked is the insurance for when y'all, let's say if someone taking, a volunteer taking, scouts to field lines.
Right.
So we gotta look at that insurance. But right now, this is it. Now, will it change? I can't tell you if it's gonna change, but right now, this is what we're going with.
Essentially, for something to change, or the recharge, it would take an act of the board, right?
The board, right,
Thank you.
Okay.
the board. But this $40 and $20 came from the board.
And that
They
is
wanted-
set,
they wanted
it's set
something.
until it changes.
Right, until it
And
changes.
that will take a new board vote.
Right.
So it would not be on a whim.
Well, no, it ain't on the way.
We cannot go into our first unit meetings not being able to communicate to our families what the cost of scouting is for this calendar year.
Right,
So.
the scout is what's on this
Council
paper.
fees are
The
40.
only thing that's not on this paper is for the 3 kids, and I will make sure it gets on the paper. But this is it for this calendar year.
But I wanna make sure I'm clear. We can't walk into the spring with the potential that council fees are gonna change. We have to communicate to our families in the next 10 days what the cost of scouting is for this academic year.
And this is it.
We can't walk in and tell them.
Right, you did say
It might
calendar year
change.
first, you really want the academic year.
Scouting year.
Yes,
Right? Let's call
the
it
Cub
that.
Scouting year,
Our
right.
Cub Scouting year. I'm not
Yes.
gonna go to our parents in February and say, so sorry, council raised the fees to $40 and $80. Now you gotta pony up some more. I'm not gonna do it.
No, this is the fee, right now, this is the fee. So
Okay,
you
so
have
this
to
is
worry
the
about
fee for anybody joining, any new member joining.
Right.
That's good from August 1st to August 1st.
Right, this is
So August
good.
1st to August 1st
Right.
is this.
This.
That's
Now,
The only thing is on
for
there is for
existing
3
members,
kids, and I'll make
existing
sure.
members,
Right,
existing members, recharter is the same price?
120.
It's the same price unless they come back saying later
Right,
that it could
without
be.
the $25.
Without the joint, it's.
120 is the council and national fees
Right,
together.
right.
But we realize national can change, we don't have any control over it.
Well,
Right, we got
again,
nothing.
just make sure we're all on the same page here. Next year, during the summer, they'll come up with new fees. The
Yes.
board will approve new
We'll
fees.
approve all
And
that.
so next August, we'll get new
Right,
stuff.
but right now,
Okay?
this all the
There you go.
fees that we're going on. And
August.
the only thing missing is the
I think we're safe to say.
3 or more kids you recruit. And we'll make sure we get all that. But this is it. This is what we're going for. If national don't do nothing, this is it. This is it.
Just to break the ice, can I just, I think my husband is the only person who's watching. He says there's a pop-up keeps coming up to add a comment of his name and unit number, but comments are turned off. And he's having a hard time following along because.
Well, if he does it in the chat. But he has a problem following along what?
Because it keeps popping up asking him to give his name and unit, but it won't allow him to.
Tell him to look for the chat. I think comments aren't enabled until the live stream is over.
Okay.
And the only pop-up I have is at the very bottom,
Okay.
third. So.
Any more questions?
So you're gonna write this up, what you've got, add the
For the 3 or 4
additional
kids.
children,
Right,
send that to us,
right.
and then when that's done, so we had talked to Chris that it made sense that unit leaders had that a little bit ahead of when it might go out in a newsletter or general email. We don't want parents seeing that before unit
Right,
leaders comprehend.
one of the things I had asked is if the leaders could disseminate that to their groups before it becomes on the website public knowledge, because
If you send it to me,
we couldn't
Tyrone,
even agree on language.
Right.
Tyrone,
And parents
if
are
you
gonna read that,
send
they're
me
gonna
what
read
you
it
have,
wrong.
I can send it to everybody.
Okay, all right, sure.
You know, so like I had my committee last night and I told them what I perceived to be the case, and most of it's true. So, you know, I need to go back and so they understand, so we don't turn people off.
Right, so, this is it, the only thing I'm gonna make sure at is where we got 3 or 4 kids getting recruited, is on here.
So just,
This
when
is it.
does that
This is
become
going out.
our knowledge? And then when does that become public knowledge everywhere?
We're gonna
It
have
makes
this tomorrow.
sense to have a little bit of window in
Yeah,
there.
like absolutely.
So what is that, a week? Is it
I
2
don't know.
weeks?
I mean, I think it's a short window now because the fees took effect a week ago. So, I mean, if you could give us at least a week, I don't know, what do you guys think?
I mean, that's just, it's a question for you guys.
I think it's more on the Cubs than the troops. So, me at the troop level, I have to work with, you know, the crossovers that are the new scouts coming in.
Their year starts at a different time.
Yeah,
Right,
so,
their years starts at a different time.
so.
For troops, it's not really
Offer
new.
before they put us on the website.
So then, the national fees come out always in August.
Right, so I mean, they know that, but, you know, just,
Yeah, it's always August, and they've already said that they're planning on raising the fees every year, so it's $100. That's already common knowledge. So,
But we try to, like I said, you see what happened this year, like I said, our fee was, the council fee was 42. So we try to keep our fee as low as we can, you know, low as we can. So we sticking, this is it, like I said, last year was 42, this year is 40. You know, and then the difference, those $20 council fee. But this is it. So hopefully it don't, the council fee, hopefully it don't never change, you know, wherever national does.
Right, I mean, it depended on.
Right, because it's up to the boards. The boards, we got good board members, they keeping it as low as they can.
Under the circumstances, and
Right.
that's what
Unless
we're
something
expecting them to
changed,
do.
but right now,
We
this
think
is-
they're doing it.
This is it, so we can promote this and.
If
that's why
investment
it's
in
the
character
package,
changes
you know?
dramatically, that number.
Right.
I'm hearing some people need this like ASAP, right?
No, I don't.
Right?
Cubs do.
Okay?
Right.
yeah.
So, like I say, it's in the packet, the only thing that's not on this is what we're going by. The only thing that's not on here is just like what she said, is 4 kids come and get recruited. I'm gonna make sure it's on that, you have that, so you have everything, this is it.
And that's good. I think Chris's point is being able to manage that before it goes out to 2,000 people.
Right.
That's a reasonable attitude of, hey, let me get my language right, and then I can present it to my people, so that, so that his 50 parents aren't calling you.
Right. So I get that.
Which he
that
won't
part.
mind, but.
Right, but I get that part to you, about the multiple kids that one family joined, so everybody have that.
So, Tyrone, I'm gonna just belabor the point one more moment for you, so if you indulge me. And I need our key 3 to think about this as well. Historically, fees change, we tell them one fee in August, and then things change come registration time for recharter time. we need the board to consistently bring any new changes to our fees for council, if they ever do decide to change it, by August 1st, that will apply for the entire year.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay?
Agreed.
We do not need fees to change come recharter time for our organization.
That's absolutely.
That's what we're asking as volunteers. That's what we're asking as members who do our best to try to present and recruit people. We need them to be consistent so that message stays consistent. That's what all we're asking. So that's the message that needs to go back, is no fee changes come January. It stays the same way till we start again in August because this is the most consistent time to change it right now.
And then the other issue with that is with the revolving door of recharges, I might charge Nick $100 in September and then have to charge his kid $120 in October.
Right.
And so if we know that August 1st is always when that fee is going to change, we're calling it an academic year or whatever,
I
scouting
mean,
year.
it's
whatever.
a fiscal year,
Well,
we're
right
following
now-
the
right
national
now-
fiscal year.
Right, so see, right now, $145 for new, 120 for, what's this?
From August 1st, 2023 to
Right.
July 31st of 2024.
Right.
Done.
Done.
That's a message we can deliver. Thank you, Will. That was a great summary.
Yes.
We good?
Yeah, no, that answers my question, thank you.
All right, good.
More or less, how do we, I mean, Will brought it, so how do we help deliver this message? So it's gonna be, that will be in every
And then-
recruiting
And
package.
then the good thing is, Jason, as our district chair, he'd be at the board meeting. So he'll hear all this stuff, so when he presents,
So it's his fault.
he hears, no, he ain't been at the board meeting. Yeah, they approve, Jason, so next board meeting, Jason will be there. And so he'll hear all from A to Z, Jason will hear everything. And I'll make sure everything is on here.
And we're getting that email to us tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna get have the three or more kids, make sure it's on it, cause everything else is on that except that.
When do I get that piece of paper?
Hopefully tomorrow.
Second Tuesday of next week.
It's actually, it's in your roundup.
Hopefully.
It's in your roundup.
See, this is in the roundup bag, and that's what I'm telling you, see, if you got this bag, this is in the bag.
Well,
But like what we talking tonight, the only thing that's not on there, just like what,
We have
she
to-
recruited 4
Okay.
kids.
And you have to go into your bag and pull out the old one, and put the
Right,
updated
so I'm gonna
version
get
in.
the updated with the 3 or 4 kids, whatever, how many you come in and get joined, so it's added to this. But this is what everybody can receive right here.
Any chance we can get an expiration date put on
I don't know, I can ask Mike and see, I can find
Yeah,
out and see. I'll find out and see.
it? Valid from August 1st, 23 to August 1st, 24. Would be
I
great.
can ask him and see. Okay. But this is it, this is what went out. The only thing's not on there is family got 3 or 4 kids coming to join.
So, all the other districts, everybody in the Steuben area has that already if they have a recruiting package.
Right, if you got the recruiting
If
package.
they don't have a recruiting package, they don't know anything
Just
about it.
like I just gave 65, they got this, everybody got this.
And council has been looking at their budget and found a way, they may be able to rebate a few
Right.
families.
Right, 3 or 4 kids, if you join, you got 4 kids, we're gonna help with 2.
And how much help is still being worked out.
Yeah, I'll find that out too.
So any who have done that, your best thing is get that list to Tyrone. And so Tyrone's got it working and
Mike and Armstrong.
they get something. Any other thoughts, questions on fees or how to apply that to recruiting or any of that stuff? Any ways that we might be able to help with that? You know, that's always something, if you wanna need some help at a recruit, say, point at that guy and say, he'll explain it all to you. There'll be a couple.
Yeah, if you
There'll be, you know,
if you
we're
let the
willing to take that
commissioners
heat
know
off.
when you're having a recruiting event.
No, I think it goes back to, it's what we talk about, value. You know, show the parents that it's good value for their money.
Right.
And so you need solid programming, good calendar programming.
And that's what we're.
And good fiscal program. I mean, that's.
And so, I don't think we have a problem with that, it's just the constant going back and saying, oops, it's more money, oops, it's more money, right? It has to be.
Yeah,
it has to be a
that's
solid
actually, I
message.
totally agree with
Yeah,
that.
and
I,
that's.
as a parent, I'm.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, I
Mm-hmm.
think I would have.
So I got a question, talking about helping lower this fee. Can you tell us what I think last year for LSU parking, some ages got lowered for eligible people? Or maybe it was longer than that, but like.
No, I think
weren't
the
there
only
some
thing
clubs?
we did, and Peter's here, the only thing we did is, like, if it's a pack, the leaders can come and sign up, but the cubbies are too young to come.
No, it's like the TAF, which is the one that pay, it says Scouts PSA, venturing and exploring.
Okay.
Right.
But the adults.
Adults can come just like.
So that is, you know, okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
how
definitely
that
tell
was.
your parents.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that is
Yep,
great, you know, if you've got, you know, you come do it a couple of times, I mean, and you've paid for it.
Pay for it, right?
Whether you use it for your unit or use it for personal.
We did it as an individual.
Yeah, so, you know, that is a good option to present, and Peter needs the people, and
Right.
you know, if we don't regularly provide enough people, you know, we're
I
gonna
mean,
lose.
if someone came to me complaining, I'd be like, well, there's LSU parking, you
Right.
can sell popcorn, I mean, there's
But
plenty.
they want,
There are methods, you know, there are ways.
so they want us to have, I think, 90 people, Peter?
Yeah.
90 people, so.
For LSU parking, I can use 30 people for the all day, we get paid $90 a piece. 60 people for the half day, and they get $60 a piece.
So you do one full day, one half day,
Yeah, you got
you've paid the whole thing.
Right.
So there's some, I mean, including the adult fee, probably, awfully close to it.
I bet kids that pay for going.
Yeah, I mean, you know what my kid did.
Come out there and work 6-7 games.
But, you know, that's me, popcorn, you know, those things, okay, we realize it's high. Popcorn and parking cars,
And higher lots.
you know, and, yeah, the lights, you know, we've got ways to lower that.
Cause like I say, the shovel, they kill it. They kill it, cause everybody don't sell popcorn, but they kill it in the higher lights, I tell you, they got it down.
And not very many of them are gonna drive over and make it a 12-hour day to park cars. But some will.
Yeah. That was it, yeah. That's the only district selling.
Yeah.
That's why we keep it going, cause they wanna keep selling.
So anything else for Tyrone? Anything else on we're a little more clear, we'll get more.
Right, I get more.
We'll get it updated, we should already have it if you've got a
And I'll
packet.
try to get, talk to Mike and get
And
an
other,
expiration date or whatever.
other districts already have this as well.
Yeah, as well. This one went out, that's why I said this is it. We just don't have multiple, multiple kids.
That extra little thing has possibly become available.
Right.
Any other, unit type questions or thoughts or anything like that? Other than that, I think we've taken a roundtable time. Thank you, Tyron.
Alright. Everybody done? Everybody questions, anything? Concerns, problems?
Topics for next roundtable?
Anybody?
New fee structure, we'll talk about that.
We probably will talk about how it has worked, what, because we need to learn from this, right?
So there's no questions I can answer for you. All right, y'all, thank you again for showing up, turning up, and caring. We'll see you next time. If you don't see anybody here and you think they should be here, remind them to come. Everybody's getting the newsletters and is able to communicate. Remember, you can submit things to Jeremy for stuff that you want to put in the Sewell-Eagle newsletter.
And I mean, if you're doing your recruiting, you know, why
Put
not
it in
invite
there.
another unit? That's more people to, you know, we're all recruiting for the program. Where they end up is a secondary thing.
Well, I appreciate everybody's hard work and let's keep doing it and, you know, stay focused on why we're all here and that's Cub Scouts. Thank you all.